You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense. Hello and welcome to Radio Nonsense, the official Comedy Club for Kids podcast that's suitable for all ages from to and everything in between. I'm Tiernan, and as you can hear, listeners, yes, that's right, I have just subscribed to a brand new streaming service. Yeah, forget Nosepicks or Notflix or whatever it's called, or Amazon Poom or Disney's Minus. This is a real streaming service, and I've just had it installed right here. It's not very good, and it does seem to have just made everything at Comedy Club for Kids HQ very, very wet. But the one good thing is that every so often, a fish leaps out and says, "Hey, hi to you too, Clive." So they were right when they sold it to me as endless entertainment. Also, 2 horses popped in earlier to drink from the streaming service, and a group of beavers are building a log dam in the next room. So, honestly, technology is amazing nowadays, isn't it? Linda, are you enjoying the new streaming service, Linda? Well, just me then. I'm very sad this streaming service washed my TV away, though, and that means I can't watch anything anymore. I guess at least I've got the things that you've sent in to keep me occupied. In fact, talking of which, let me check the mailbag. Oh, okay. This is from Emma Rose in the US, who says, 2 stars, yeah, really good, but I think you can do better. And then a lot of thumbs down and just 1 thumbs up. Whoa. What, Emma Ross? I could do better? But maybe she's right. I suppose everyone can do better, can't they? I mean, nothing is perfect, and this show definitely isn't perfect. I mean, of course it isn't. It's full of farting animals. And stinky hippos and lemons that are actually potatoes painted yellow, and Linda is never here and she's the only employee. So maybe Radio Nonsense needs to improve. But how? What's this? 10,000 tips to improve your project and do even better than Steve, who's pretty good. The book. Wow, that's just what I need. Let me have a little look through this. Number 1, focus on the main goal. Okay, I can do that. Focusing.
Yes. That was a goal.
There you go. Right, number 2, identify your strengths and weaknesses. Right, okay, well, what's Radio Nonsense's strength? Whoa, yeah, that was pretty strong. What's Radio Nonsense's weakness? Linda, what is this show's weakness? Yeah, it's Linda, because she's never here. Okay, number 3, communicate clearly. Oh, I can do this. Oh, no, sorry, that wasn't very clear at all, was it? It was the absolute opposite. Let me just clear my throat and try again. Right, okay, listeners, listen up. I'm going to communicate very clearly right now. If you have a question that you need to have answered, or you want to send in a joke or anything else, then please get your nearest whiffy flapdoodles, grown-ups, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. And you have just 1 week left to enter the competition to win a copy of Adam Kay and Henry Packer's book, Dexter Proctor, The 10-Year-Old Doctor. Please do send in your entries. All you have to do is email me a doctor joke that you've made up yourself, and the best 3 will get sent a copy. And as I've said before, I'm afraid it's only for UK and Ireland entries, but do get sending them in. And today's guest, Stuart Heritage, also has a book out, the second part of his brilliant Odd Squad story. This one's called Attack of Aunty Enchanty. It's very, very funny, and it's brilliantly illustrated by Vincent Bagnole, and you should definitely check it out. Make sure you also check out comedyclubforkids.co.uk to find out where our live shows are, and do also listen to Bust or Trust, a kids mystery podcast, which I also do, if you're not listening to that one already. Right, only 9,893 tips to go to make Radio Nonsense much better. So while I follow all of those rules, you listen to this most important bit.
10 ways to dramatically improve your life.
What? It can't be. Yes, it's the return again of that Stuart Heritage, aka Stuart, who won't speak to anyone wearing a blue shirt, aka Sheritage 3000, toilet paper advisor to the stars, or as all of our Truffle Pig listeners know you... But of course, Stuart, you are very well known for your ability to tell if anyone within 500 metres of you is allergic to paprika, for holding the World Guinness record for longest elbows, and of course, most famously, for having to stand in for Taylor Swift on three of her Eras tour shows after she accidentally went near paprika, and you stunned the crowd with your triangle rendition of Shake It Off. Stuart, not many people get to come back to Radio Nonsense so quickly, but you are back once again, like a Renegade Master. It's great to have you here.
Exactly like a Renegade Master. Thank you for noticing. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, well, it's our listeners probably won't know about being back once again like a Renegade Master, but it's one of the ways to return. Sometimes people return and say, "I'm back and I'm thirsty for more." Do you need a drink, some water, or how are you feeling?
No, I'm good. As a Renegade Master, I don't need to drink ever.
Good.
Deep damager, power to the people.
Yes, which I think is. I never someone damages things, but then people get the electricity. It's a very confusing song, but it's
it works. I think it works. I don't question it. If you're back, like if someone's a Renegade Master, for goodness sake, that's the clues. You don't mess with that person.
That's true. I want to know where they went in the what were they doing in between? Because they've come back, but they were there earlier. Where'd you go?
They never say. That's what makes them renegades. If you followed the rules, you'd explain where you've been. But
that's true. Renegade. That's true. I mean, I should have checked with you. You've obviously you have said you are back once again like a Renegade Master. I should have checked with you if that was your kind of sequel motto of preference, because you might have wanted to be Stuart Heritage the Squeakquel, which I know is some people prefer that.
Some people do. No, but I very firmly I like to think of myself as the Master of the Renegades, which is difficult. It's difficult to be the Master of the Renegades, because if there's one thing Renegades don't want to do, it's listen to someone telling them what to do.
I can imagine. I can imagine that must be a real pain in the bum actually trying to organize. How do you organize a meeting? Does anyone turn up?
Well, you can't. I just put like a post-it note on a lamppost and hope people read it, and if they show up, they show up. Yeah, there are some very well-behaved renegades, but as soon as they do what I tell them, I have to kick them out. They've broken all the rules of being a renegade.
That's really tricky. And hard for them as well. They've probably got their heart set on being a renegade, but they made the first mistake you could make, and that's their career ruined. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you only get one chance at being a renegade. You can't.
Is that it? What? That's it. You're done. You can't have another. You can't retrain and have another go.
No, absolutely not. Not under my rules.
Wow, that's fair. And you are the master, so that is fair.
I'm the master.
Yeah, I suppose there's a lesson in there. If people want to be a renegade, perhaps they should break the rules in other careers first, and then embark on being a renegade professionally. Maybe is that advised?
Yeah, to do it? Yeah. Well, yeah. You have to. I guess you have to exhaust every rule in the world to be a renegade.
Right.
Actually doing even one thing that you're supposed to. If I see you wearing trousers on your legs, as opposed to on your head or your arms, no, you can't be a renegade.
You can't be a renegade. Okay, I'm gonna be annoying though here, because I've heard that there's an exception to every rule. So if you're a renegade and you have to break every rule, what about the rule what's the rule that you don't break being a renegade? Because there's an exception to every rule. Except the rule that there's an exception to every rule.
Well,
this is very confusing. Yeah,
you have to break that rule too. You have to break the exception. And also, by breaking all the rules, you're following the rules of being a renegade, which means you're out as well.
Oh.
So anyone who breaks the rules can't be a renegade. Anyone who follows any rules, it's me. I'm on my own. I'm very lonely. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And you are your own master, which is... That's probably all right, actually, is it? Are you? How are you as a boss to yourself?
I'm a horrible, terrible boss. I write letters to the HR department all the time, but they don't listen.
And the HR department is also you, isn't it? Isn't that also you?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's me as well. Yeah, and I don't play by the rules of human resources.
No, no. I always find that a strange, and I don't know if listeners will be aware of this, but in a lot of jobs they have a human resources department, and that's where they often say they often make sure I don't know look, that people are acting all right. I don't know what they. I don't really know how they do.
I think they just make
I
sure that
work.
everything's okay, don't they?
I think so. Yeah.
No one's
But
horrible.
then what I don't get is if you say what's a human resource, I'd say food. Food's a human resource.
Yeah,
Like,
love.
because we need it. Love, yeah, love, food, warmth, probably.
Oh, you're doing the triangle.
Yeah, maybe is that the
You're in
triangle of
the
things?
hierarchy of needs. Oh, I love
Oh,
them.
yes, that's right. Yeah. So
Massively.
why don't the HR department, why don't the human resource department just give food to everyone?
They should, and I should, and I don't.
You
So I'm
should.
hungry
Yeah,
as
that's
the person.
wow.
Yeah,
So you're not see when you said earlier like some people say they're back and they're thirsty for more, but you are back and you are hungry.
literally thirsty. Very, very hungry. Very thirsty.
Actually
Very
thirsty.
lonely. I'd like to
Oh.
when you said back once again like a renegade master, I'd like to revise that please to here I am. I'm all by myself. I'm very sad and lonely.
Oh, well, still, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad. Well, I was going to say I'm glad that you're here, but I sort of wonder if you should get a sandwich.
No, this is better. This is better than food.
Well, that's great. Well,
Food's better. No, I'm now see I'm torn now because I like you a lot, but I also like food. It's like picking between
I think
my
that's
favourite
fair.
children.
I wouldn't want to compete with food in any sort of context, and maybe in a race. I reckon I could beat food in a race, but even then, I'd probably stop to eat the food, and then I'd be disqualified.
You don't eat the food if you caught the food. If the food
Right.
beats you in a race, if you were on a you know where they roll big wheels of cheese down a hill and people have to throw themselves after it.
Yes, yes, I've always wanted to do that, and I also haven't because it looks terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, people hurt themselves often.
Yes, but for cheese.
Yeah, which is a worthwhile pursuit.
Hmm. I think so. I think so. Yeah, it's a good and I wonder what other food substances they did. So again, I should probably just let any Radio Nostos listeners know. There's a bit. Is it in Gloucestershire? It is, isn't it? In the west
So.
of England,
Yeah,
where they roll a massive cheese down a hill and everyone chases it, and if you catch it, you can have it. But I wonder if they went through other foods first, and it just didn't. They tried to throw a jelly, and it just went. Oh, it's just there. This hasn't gone anywhere. Here's a load of green peas. Oh, we can't find them all. I wonder if they had a series of trials before they realised an absolutely massive round cheese was the way to go.
yeah. That's when they must have stopped extracting. The cheese is a perfect food to roll down a hill in that form. Not a dairy slice. You couldn't just roll a slice of cheese down a hill.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's true. You couldn't have a dairy triangle would be rubbish as well.
Yep.
Cream cheese, that'd be awful.
Terrible. Just splat. You'd just wait for gravity to take over and kind of drag it to the bottom of the hill.
But also because then whoever would eat it would have to scoop it up from the ground, and then they'd have to eat it full of soil and bugs. Which is
I want to do that now. I want to do that, and I want to film it and put it self-censored.
Maybe this is your next. You've obviously got a lot on. You've been very busy, but maybe this is a big mission. Maybe to try and bring some variety to the Gloucester cheese rolling event. What other cheese could they be doing? What other food substances could they be doing? It's time for a change. That's a big political slogan there. Yeah,
I think they'd love it if I turned up saying like yogurt next year, please.
yeah. I think that's good. Yeah. You could would you throw it in a pot, like a pot of yogurt, and then
I
that's
guess
probably the best way to do it.
you'd have to, yeah. You couldn't loose yogurt down a hill would be just
No.
it'd be slippery. People would fall on it. They'd hurt themselves.
That's true. Yeah.
Yogurt in a container,
Yes. That's a good idea. Yeah. That's
or
very
a
sensible.
straw, like a frube.
Oh.
Fruit, a chase of fruit down a hill.
I think that sounds like a great contest. I always get the worry with frubes. This is something I do worry about. I always feel like they're on the verge of exploding.
Yes, that's what I like about it. It's like a dynamite in yogurt form.
Yes, but it's amazing there aren't times when like just supermarkets are closed because all the frubes have exploded. And, we've had to section off this the whole dairy aisle because the Froobs have gone. They've just gone a bit bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
even open them properly. I don't know if I tear them too much or I don't tear them enough.
No.
But it's like a needle thickness of Froob. I squirt into my mouth. It's very difficult to eat.
There's no
Just
way.
cut the
There's no
top
right
straight
way.
off and then. Yeesh.
No, they have designed it. I think they got specific designers and engineers in to say, how do we design something that cannot be opened properly, but
For
has to be
children.
opened somehow? Yeah, yeah.
Children, like it's yogurt for children. Children to open it. I'm
Yeah.
44 years old. I'm 44 years old. I can do lots of things, but I can't open a Froob. I can drive a
Yeah.
car. Opening a
Yeah.
Froob shouldn't be more difficult than driving a car.
But this is why Froobs are so popular, because if you're a kid with a Froob, you're as skilled as an adult with a Froob, and it's a level playing field. We're all equal because no one can open a Froob properly. You give a Froob to a cat, it will open it as badly as a human. You give it to a fish, like I think it's like Froobs are equality makers. If everyone in the world had a Froob, the world would be peaceful because we're all sitting there going, how do we open this? I can't do anything else.
Nothing will get done. Nothing will get done.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a more efficient yogurt delivery system, which is what I'm describing as a pot of yogurt.
Yeah.
How did we get there? How did we get from having a pot of yogurt to someone being, I know what's better than a pot of yogurt? Like a impenetrable tube of yogurt that no one can use. How is that an improvement?
Because sometimes you don't want things too easy, right? Because then it's like with a really good computer game, you want a bit of a challenge, so you keep going back, going, one day I'll beat this. You don't want it to, if it's too easy, you're like, oh, this is boring. So with yogurt's always been too easy, and now it's like it's doable, but it's hard, and you'll keep going back. So you'll think, one day I will open this Froob properly, and then I'll never have them again. But until that day, I've got to keep trying.
I see. I'm playing Candy Crush on my phone right now. And not right now. That would be rude.
Yes, that would be really rude. Yeah.
Rude. And I'm doing the same thing. I just there's one level I can't do, and I just want to finish it so I can not play Candy Crush anymore on my phone. But I can't beat it, so I've been playing it for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And if that's a Froob equivalent, it's making me question the validity of Froobs.
But you'll keep going back. I
am. I'm hooked.
You can't stop eating Froobs.
Just Froobs and Candy Crush. That's my whole life.
Except
not Froobs, because I don't eat, because I'm a renegade and I don't.
Yes, of course. When you were prior to your not eating by being a renegade master.
Yeah.
Yes,
but maybe the reason I don't eat is because I can't get into a Froob. I'm allowing myself one Froob, and I just can't get in there.
Is it also because you keep playing Candy Crush instead of eating food?
Yeah, I'm looking at animated food on it. Candy Crush is food. You're just playing with food. You don't think of it like it's food, but it is food. You don't eat it, but it's shaped like food. Computer pictures are shaped like food.
Now that you've said that, it really does encourage people to waste. You're just crushing all the candy. Why not hand the candy out? Like, there's a lot of kids that would probably really like that, and you're just crushing it. Maybe you're saving their teeth. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you think it was invented by dentists?
Maybe. I think single-handedly, if we tell kids it was invented by dentists, I reckon we could ruin Candy Crush's popularity within seconds.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's a healthy game. Invented by the dentist.
Do it twice a day. Play it twice a day before morning and before bed. Yeah. This is a question actually, which wasn't the question I was going to ask you at all. But how long do you brush your teeth for? Because is it 2 minutes? Do you do the 2 minutes?
Okay, this is the truth. I have a playlist on my phone of songs that are exactly 2 minutes long, and when I'm brushing my teeth with my children, I put on a random song from the 2 minute playlist, and we brush our teeth until the end of that song. Wow! Do you remember Ski Sunday?
Yes, yeah.
There's a very old
that one, yeah.
You'll never guess how long that music is.
Is it 1 minute 59 seconds?
1 minute 59 and a half. If you're ever listening, there used to be a television program on Sundays which was just people skiing. It was called Ski Sunday.
Yes.
In ancient times. I was very young when it was on. And yeah, if you listen to the theme tune, Which is a long theme tune for a program about skiing. It's
It
like 2 minutes.
is, yeah. It's a long
You have to
theme
brush your
tune,
teeth for
yeah.
exactly 2 minutes, and then it finishes.
Yeah, it was very long. And often people would start skiing and they'd be at the bottom before the song had got halfway through. It was
Yeah,
very,
but it's
yeah,
a really
very
good
strange.
song.
But that's great. So that's 2 minutes. So you know that the song. Wow, that's a very clever way of doing it. I was going to say that I always have a problem where I reckon I get to about 1 minute 45 and I think, what's left to brush? I don't have
Are
hundreds
you
of
that
teeth.
good? You're not that good at brushing your teeth.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm good. I'm just saying that,
You're saying you can brush
if
all
you
your teeth in 1 minute 45. What makes you
I
15
think
seconds better than everyone else in the world?
I'm pretty efficient. I can brush. I reckon I brush quickly and efficiently, and I get to 1 minute 45, and I'm like, if I brush any of my teeth now, which I do, obviously I do that. You know, I'm not an amateur. I will finish those 15 seconds. But sometimes I'm like, this is too much. These teeth have had enough now. They are not. They're like, come on. I'm so brushed right now.
I don't know, but I think maybe the plaque starts. But the first tooth that you brush, the plaque starts
Oh,
building on that again. So you just have to go around and start.
wow.
Maybe
And then does it not start building the second you stop brushing it? Like, should you not then be
you
brushing your
should
teeth
just always be
forever?
brushing it. Yeah, I guess that's the logic of that
Yeah.
argument.
Ugh, that's awful.
It's,
I met
but
someone who brushed their teeth for 3 minutes each time, and I thought
that's too much.
you've
No,
this
don't
is
brush
too
your
much.
teeth.
You
You
need
wear
to
them out.
slow down.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
just put a hole in your tooth. When you brush your teeth for two
yeah,
minutes, do you split your mouth into quadrants? Do you have 30
yeah.
seconds?
Absolutely. Well, yeah. Well, probably not 30 seconds, but I would say I
Yeah.
go. You know, you go top back right, and then top back left, and then bottom of the back right, and then you kind of all the little circles around the front, and then you go back. Like I've got a system. But you keep going back
Interesting.
over. Yeah, yeah.
I think some people go top right, they go front back, and then top left, front back, and then some people go bottom right, front back,
And then
and
they
bottom
just
left.
do that bit for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I like to go like all of my top teeth, just the front
Yeah.
of them for 30 seconds, and then I switch it round and I do all the
Right.
back of my teeth for 30 seconds, and then I go.
Wow.
I repeat on the bottom, obviously. Do you brush
That's
your tongue?
clever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Do
got to brush your
you?
tongue.
Do you brush your tongue?
Yeah, I do brush my tongue. I
Do you have a
brush my tongue.
toothbrush that has a little scraper on it?
No, I don't. I want one of those. Are fancy.
You brush it with you. So you brush your tongue with the same.
Yeah,
thing you brush
with the. Oh no! So you meant to have a special. It's I suppose it's called a toothbrush, not a tongue brush. This is the thing is that you've got to remember that there's toothbrush, that's for teeth, hairbrush for hair, toilet brush for toilet. You've got to have you've got to remember the beginning bit signifies what it's for and not to
Yeah,
mess those
you
up.
really have to listen to that first half of what it is.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
if you
the
just
world
did
would be
brush,
chaos.
you end up in a terrible place. Do you think vampires have to spend 2 minutes 30 on their teeth when they brush their teeth?
They've only got two slightly longer teeth.
Do you think they can still do it in 2 minutes?
If they had, 30 or however many teeth who've got giant fangs that just opened and closed in front of their mouth, that would be a real nightmare.
That
I
would
think
be awful. Crocodiles and sort of how they
crocodiles.
look.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to brush a crocodile's teeth.
No, and they can't do it because their arms are really little, and their mouths are really
Don't they have a
long,
bird?
so-
Don't they? Don't crocodiles have birds that come around and brush their teeth for them?
Oh man, that's what I'd like. I want a little dental
A
bird.
bird. You want a bird inside your mouth?
No, just like a little. I'd assume it would wear hygienic dental wear, and just sort of pop by in the morning, and then just like brush your teeth. I don't
Do you
really
wish
know
you
how it
lived in a
works.
Disney cartoon where you could get animals to do all the stuff
Yeah,
you don't want to do?
I mean, who doesn't? Who wouldn't want animals to pop in the window, do all the washing up, and then leave again?
I don't know. I'd feel bad. What do you pay them? They just leave.
I'd leave them some nuts and seeds, and I don't know what
Is
they're
that it?
going to do with cash. They wouldn't. They'd be.
Yeah. Well, okay. Do you give them holiday pay? Would you give them holiday pay?
Yeah, but I suppose like that would be. They'd probably hibernate every winter, wouldn't they? So there'd be a long period.
So in the winter,
where-
your house just becomes a
it's just
horrible
awful.
mess, and your
But then
teeth
that
are
spring
yellow
clean
and
is
furry.
amazing. Yeah. In the spring, it's incredible. Like that first spring clean is an amazing day. Yeah. That's You're making me rethink this now. Maybe like Snow White was actually a terrible employer.
I think she was. I mean, she went from having animals do everything to just finding a bunch of strangers and being like, "You look after me. I'm a princess."
Yeah, that's kind of how being a princess works, though, isn't it?
I
think
guess.
that's sort of...
I guess. But aren't you? I think you're only a princess as long as your subjects are willing. If I went into the
Oh,
woods and
sure,
just
sure.
found a bunch of strangers, I was like, I'm a princess. Step to it. If they didn't recognize my authority, I'd just be some, schmuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is I suppose and Stuart, I do think you do look naturally like a princess, which I think is in your favour. But it is that thing Snow White did look. You sort of looked at her and went, "You probably are a princess because you're
Yeah.
dressed in a big princess dress." If you, whereas if she sort of, I don't know, wore a hazmat suit and had a big beard, they'd probably have thought, "Who's this guy?" Like I think you have to at least dress the part.
Yeah, that's what they say, isn't it? Dress for the job you want, not the job you have.
Yeah,
And
that's
my
right.
job is
Yeah,
a bearded chemical dispense. I
yeah,
get
yeah,
chemicals, so I need to wear my hazmat suit. And that's why no one
yeah.
treats me like a princess.
And you don't wear your Renegade Master outfit because that would be conforming to the rules, which would then mean you couldn't be a Renegade Master.
Yeah. As soon as I tell someone I'm a renegade master, in fact, I have been talking about nothing but being a renegade master to you. So now I have to
Yes.
resign.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Now you're hungry and thirsty and out of a job.
This
really
means I can eat. I can make friends
Oh, yes,
now. This
okay.
is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh, good. Oh, in which case you're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank
you. Listen, Stuart, it's so lovely. It's so lovely to have you back once again, like a Renegade Master. Obviously, one of the reasons that you are here is because there is a question that, again, it is you are the person that can answer it. Same as last time. Though, I'm afraid I do have to tell you that I've got some admin. No different to normal. It's 2 admin questions. It's just the rules of the show. Again, the second one is particularly hard today, but I think the first one you've answered before, but it's a different subject matter. So I'll just go straight in. Stuart, what is this?
I'm not telling you. You don't deserve to know what this is. I know what this is.
Yes.
I'm sure most of the listeners know what this is as well. Why do you look at it?
Yeah, I mean I can see it and it's here and it's taking up space.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I should throw it away or if I should eat it. Like it's a bit.
Well, I mean, okay. I did eat it and I'm still here.
Right. Okay.
Which isn't to say it's food.
Yeah.
It's just
it's safe
not
to eat.
Actively poisonous.
Right, yeah. I mean, but there's a lot of things that come under that head. There's a lot of things that aren't food, but you could eat and you'd be all right. You wouldn't enjoy them, like paper.
Paper, exactly. Maybe it's some paper.
I mean, it doesn't look like. Yeah, it's sort of doesn't look like paper to me.
I didn't say it was. I said maybe it's paper.
Oh, I see. Okay. This is.
So then, if you throw it away, I mean, what would maybe that's the thing that's keeping your life on the straight and narrow. You don't want to throw it away.
Oh, I see.
Maybe
I
hadn't thought about that.
Oh, like a piñata. Oh, I hadn't tried hitting it with a stick actually.
Hit it with a stick. Eat it.
Hit it with a stick. I'm always dubious where the idea of piñatas came from because they're always in the shape of a donkey or a goat or something. And I worry that there was one day a very unfortunate donkey that got hit with a stick and then sweets fell out of its bum. And then that was like, well, because I don't know how that happened. I don't know where the idea came from.
Yeah. Is there, I don't know this, I'm not an expert in the language, but does piñata mean something? Does it relate to an animal?
Sounds like a small pin. That's what I mean.
This
is basically someone that doesn't know the language at all. Pin, like if you got a pin and then a piñata, I'd have thought a piñata was a smaller pin.
Yeah, I feel like this is dangerous territory for us to be walking into.
100%. Yeah, I mean it is, and it's not helpful if this item isn't a piñata, and I'm still not allowed to know what it is, and it's not particularly helpful either.
No. Does it matter what it is? Does it matter?
How
would your life change if you knew what it was? Why do you have to label everything? Why does something have a category for you?
Because then I could move it out of the way and put something else there. But also,
fine, yeah.
I don't like people say like, oh, you shouldn't label everything, but then like if you didn't, art galleries would be really confusing.
They would be. Most things would. Supermarkets would be terrifying.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know what anything. It just will be in a packet, but you wouldn't
Just
know what it
empty
was.
cans. You know, is it beans? Is it cat food?
Oh no, that's you wouldn't want cat food on toast. Like that's a horrible day.
It would be
The
a
beans on
real
toast.
bad day.
It would be a terrible day and bad for cats. Cats wouldn't want beans. I'm pretty certain cats would be very angry if you gave them beans.
Cats kind of smell enough. I think they don't need beans.
They don't need the fartiness from beans.
No.
They don't. No. Yeah. So it's I think maybe I should label this thing, and I should label things.
Okay. What if it was the first ever example of that thing that's ever been in the world? It doesn't have a name. Maybe it doesn't have a name.
Oh, that's interesting.
Who gives things names?
If it's the first one, you've already eaten one. And now I'm starting to think that you're very, this is very careless that we've discovered a new thing and you've already eaten it.
I just ate it. That's basically what happened to the dodos, wasn't it? They went, wow,
Yeah.
look at this thing. And they ate it. And then they gave it a silly
Yeah.
name and then they all died.
Okay, well, I'll leave it be. I'll put it in a pot or something and stick it by the window. Does that sound okay?
It might grow. Something might grow.
Great. As long as it doesn't smell, I think...
It might smell. It will smell. Because it is a jar of farts.
No! Hang on. Why? No. Well,
This
now
is why I
I'm
didn't want to
sad.
label it. It's just
Because I would have been happier. I would have been happier not knowing that. But also, you ate a jar of farts. And I think there's many questions there.
There are no questions. No questions. It's fine. Everybody, what? Why don't we eat jars of farts?
Well,
I know why.
probably
It's two particles in a cup, basically.
Yeah, I think there's got to be the smell, the poo particles, but also farts are largely sort of gassy air. You'd still feel quite empty, like you'd still need to eat again. And imagine having to brush your teeth after that. Your breath would be so bad.
It would. But then I think maybe, do you know what? If I ate a jar of farts, that would make sure that I brushed my teeth for 2 minutes to the second and not 1 minute 45.
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe it's a good brushing teeth
You should do it.
incentive.
Everyone
give it a
listening
go.
should eat a jar of farts to make sure they brush their teeth properly.
Wow. Well, there's a life lesson for us all. Thank you. And this is hang on. I feel like this whole podcast is sponsored by dentists, and yeah, I'm becoming suspicious. Well, thank you, Stuart. I'm glad I know what it is. I'll eat it after we chat because it'd be rude to consume that while we're talking. In which case, question 2 of admin, which is this is hard, and I'm going to warn you, this is hard. Okay, so
I'm ready.
Stuart, would you rather have a sliding trombone instead of a nose, or have forks and spoons instead of fingers?
Okay. I mean, is it a full-size trombone?
Yes.
Okay. What's the ratio of forks and spoons? How many forks and how many spoons have I got?
Oh,
Is it 5 each?
interesting. It doesn't specify, so I suppose you could have alternate, or you could have one hand with one and one hand with the other.
That would be good. No knives, though.
No knives, no.
And nothing. You can't really hold anything if your fingers are made of forks and spoons. So if you gave me some cereal, I could just spoon. I could go like finger into my mouth. That's 5 spoons all in one go.
But you could also hold on your spoon hand. You could have 5 eggs. You could hold 5 eggs.
Making me the winner at Sports Day.
Yes.
But yeah, you can't hold a knife. What if someone gave me some chewy meat? I could just have to hit it with a spoon, put a fork in it, and
just
then
have to eat it in one go. Yeah, just put it all in your mouth.
Okay,
all in your face at once.
Meanwhile, the trombone. I kind of like the idea of the trombone.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's great.
I really would like that because I mean, the noise that you could tell people how you feel without, talking. You could do a sad like, or a happy whoop 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 whoop.
Yes.
Or you just play, all the famous trombone tunes from history.
Like whoop my trombone and
whoop my trombone. Yeah,
whoop my trombone. That's a classic one. Yes, it's a great song. What's the other one? Trombone all day, every way, every possible way. That's the other classic one, isn't it? Throw your trombones in the air. Here Comes the Trombone. There's quite a lot of them, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mr. Trombone's on his way.
Mr. Trombone,
Look
that's it.
down.
Yes.
Don't make eye contact.
Yeah, yes, that's the very important, very valuable advice, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think. Yeah. I mean, you'd pick the trombone, wouldn't you?
I think it's hard not to. I have to say, I said it was difficult, and then once reading the question again, I remembered that I'd much prefer to just be able to constantly go, at rate. I mean, imagine when you threw stuff, it could always be like, you could always make the noise to make everything you do more cartoony.
Be the best. Yeah. So would you rather have an amazing thing that makes everyone happy, or would you like to make it impossible to wipe your bum?
Oh yeah, you'd have to spoon your poo out of your. No, that's horrible. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, yeah, you're right. That wasn't hard at all. I was wrong.
I forgive you. It's fine.
Thanks, Stuart. Right, well, listen. I mean, that was quick. You dealt with that very quickly. I'm very impressed. And I think, yeah, I mean, you're right. It was pretty much only one answer to that question. Listen, I've had this question in. This is why we needed you back on the show so soon. This question has come in from someone whose name I believe is Repose Ocelots, which
Beautiful.
it's an absolutely incredible name. Incredible name, and part of a long load of ocelots, I believe. And they have sent this question. This is an incredible question. Hey, Tiernan, that's just nice. Hey, Repose Ocelots. This is my question. Why are showerheads called showerheads if they don't have a body? I mean, no arms, legs, or necks. So that means they are not heads. Thanks.
Oh, I mean, that's a big question because. I don't want to say this will ever happen to me, but if I accidentally cut my own head off, my head would still be a head. I wouldn't have arms or legs, but it would still. You'd see that. You'd see my head rolling around on the floor, probably looking quite worried, and you'd think that's definitely a head.
Yeah, but you would have had a body, whereas are you saying that showerheads have been cut off from a shower body?
I'm not saying that.
Because that's quite a horrible.
I don't want anyone to think
that's
that
a really horrible idea that out there was a shower with its body all happily prancing in a field, and then someone cut its head off and put it in your bathroom.
I don't want to think like that because that's like you bathing the shower's tears.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I think
it's so horrible.
Why is it called a head anyway? It doesn't look like a head. And they come in many shapes. I've got a square one. I've never seen a square head, apart from
robots.
A teacher I had at school who had a perfectly
head.
Yeah, perfect.
That must have made wearing a hat so hard.
He had to blue tack it on.
Yeah, I bet. That's very tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, he would look like a Minecraft character.
Minecraft, yeah. Okay, do you think people invented showers? My shower specifically was just really into Minecraft.
Yeah, almost certainly. Yeah, I think anything that's square is because it's either from Minecraft or was invented for Minecraft.
Yeah, I actually read a history book about this the other day. There was no such thing as a square before Minecraft was invented.
Right, that's okay. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
There were circles and hexagons and triangles, but that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it. What about dodecahedrons?
There were dodecahedrons. Most things were dodecahedrons.
Right, that's what I thought.
But that's basically, you get into that many sides, you're basically talking a circle anyway, I think.
Yeah, just an uncomfortable circle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it goes up to hexagon. I don't even like octagons. I think octagon's basically a circle.
No. Yeah, you're right. Octagon always feels unnecessary, doesn't it?
Yeah. In fact, no, I go like a 50p. That's everything. Everything with more sides than a 50p. That's a circle. Stop complicating my life.
That's fair enough. I can get bored with that. That's fair. Yeah. Well, hang on. We know why your showerhead was invented because it was for Minecraft,
you're right.
Which means you have to shower in Minecraft, which is going to be hard for you. But
it is.
It still doesn't explain why it's a head.
No, it doesn't. I guess if naming it after a different part of the human body would be silly. Like, you couldn't say the shower elbow. Go and stand under my shower elbow. That would be weird. You couldn't say ankle or spine. And they're the only bits of the
yeah.
body I know.
Yeah, don't stand
Eyebrow.
under my
You can have a shower eyebrow.
Shower bum would be awful. No one would want to
Shower
stand
bum
under
would
a
be
shower bum.
horrible. Horrible.
Really horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But,
Do you think it's short
like
for something?
Oh, hey. Oh.
Hedandron. Maybe it's Latin. Hedandrus.
Showaris hedendricals. Yeah.
Hedendricals, that's it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it used to be called a hedendrical. But then the plumbers are just lazy people who don't like saying long words. I say that my dad's a plumber. So, and I know he's just a very lazy person. He likes words 2 syllables maximum.
Right.
How are you, Dad? Fine. You love me, Dad.
I've got to step in here. Is he lazy, or is he too busy in the Mushroom Kingdom battling Bowser and and Piranha? Is it that he can't actually? Because my issue with plumbers is often you're here to fix the toilet. Oh, you've jumped down a pipe, you've eaten a mushroom, and now you're all big and you're fighting a reptile again. Like, can you just make the toilet flush?
Yeah. Stop chasing princesses.
Yeah.
Fix my toilet. I've had a poo in there for a fortnight and I can't get rid of it. I don't want to reach in with my hands.
Just fix the toilet instead of princesses who do dress like princesses, so they are princesses at least.
Yeah, well, Princess Peach does that very well.
She does that very well. She knows the job she wants and has. Yes.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah. That's interesting. So maybe it's showerheads was just the ancient Roman Latin.
Yeah.
For shower, which makes them sound very fancy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like gorilla. The Latin word for gorilla is gorilla. No one calls them gorillas.
They don't, but I wish they did. I wish they did. Because it's like couscous is so good they named it twice. Like gorilla would be the best gorilla.
I think couscous is different though. If someone said, "Do you want some couscous?" that doesn't sound delicious, but you say it twice, and wow, give me.
That's true.
That's why my kids don't like rice. But I think if I called it rice,
rice, yeah,
they would never stop eating it.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I don't know. That repetition really does help, doesn't it? Rice, banana. Yeah, I think there's a lot of
banana. Yeah. All of it. Leg of lamb.
Leg of lamb. Yeah, that sounds like a Lord of the Rings type character, I think. There's something... It sounds mystical, like leg of lamb is riding to your rescue.
Oh, wow. Actually, that makes it a lot more heroic, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's nice. Leg of lamb. Maybe that's true for all foods. Let me try and think of another food. Grapefruit. No, that doesn't work at all.
No.
They're the only foods I can think of. Sandwich.
Sandwich. No, sandwich
sandwich
like
would go bread, and then 2 bits of bread, and then another piece of bread.
Yeah,
so bread, ham, bread. That's a sandwich.
But there's something about the name sandwich. Like if you were, for example, Mr. Sandwich, I'd expect you to be a very serious person. I just expect you to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just expect you've got a visit from Mr. Sandwich, but better get all the files in alphabetical order.
Mr. Sandwich, 100% wears a bowler hat.
100%. Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's so showerhead isn't it wouldn't be showerhead. It would be showeredicus hedopoles or whatever it was.
You said it 2 different ways and both are correct.
Yes, I think that's possibly... Well, that's probably why it has to be showerhead rather than... Because otherwise you'd never know which version to say.
It's really confusing. And it's not fair on people who have trouble saying long words because they'd never be able to use the shower. They'd have to... Every time they wanted to use it, they'd have to go and look it up. Yeah, it's called like Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. If that was called whatever the long form of Wi-Fi is, no one would ever use it. What's Fi short for?
Isn't it Winternet Finternet? Isn't that what it's? I thought that's what it. I don't know what I don't know what else it could be. Winternet Finternet?
Yeah, but you called it Winternet Finternet all the time.
It would be
No
really
one would ever
long.
use it. Wi-Fi, bing bang bong.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? That is
So, and
true.
it's the same principle for the shower head.
Wow. So not, yeah, and I'm also sort of, I didn't realize Romans had showers. Maybe that's always why they look so shiny when they went into sort of battle and
They were very
to be
good at very clean people. The Romans.
very clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had those vases for being sick in, didn't they? And so they all very, yeah, it's the sort of thing a
Yeah.
clean person would do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not like the other ancient civilizations who just puke on the floor.
Yeah, the Mesopotamians just always having to
Oh,
being on board
terrible.
and put
Just a
sand
puddle.
or sawdust on it. It was horrible.
Yeah, it's really
It's just-
gross. Horrible. Yeah.
yeah. That's why I wish schools had not learned from the ancient Mesopotamians and had learned from ancient Romans. Instead, and when a kid was sick in the playground, they prettily brought out a vase, an amphora, for that kid to be sick in.
Yeah. Put
That'd
them on
be
like a
that'd
lovely chaise longue. Fan them with the
and let,
leaf.
and let them be sick in a vase.
The Romans got it
Yeah.
right. Watch a man fight a lion.
Yes, I would. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would. Yeah,
I would. Would
Yeah.
yeah, I would. In that context,
Yeah.
not on YouTube
Yes.
or anything. That'd be weird.
Yeah, not just like down the street. I'd be a bit scared if it was happening outside, like Sainsbury's. But yeah, but I would in a coliseum. With
If
my
that was the
little
only
special-
entertainment, if that was the only entertainment you had was watching a lion fight a man to death,
yes,
then you'd watch it. Now I've
Yeah,
got
'cause
Candy Crush. I don't need to do that.
yes, and Netflix and things. You can change the channel. Yes, so
Yeah.
it does. Yeah, you make do with what you've got. Yeah, very different times. Stuart. They're all very different times, and I think that's what
Different
what we've
times,
learned.
different times.
Yeah, and that's why now we can sort of say shower heads, I guess, rather than
Yeah, we're in the go and say it again.
Showeropolos, had stapelas. That's it, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, that was exactly the same as you said it both previous times.
Yes, I think so. Well, I'm mostly very pleased they aren't the actual chopped off heads of a shower beast, and we're sort of showering in its tears / vomit, and that makes me feel happier. So
Makes me feel
Something-
happier too. That's a really nightmarish scenario.
terrifying. So I hope Repose Ocelots, you are happy with that answer, and I hope that helps you out. Maybe feels I don't know, but possibly feel safer having a shower now than you did before. So.
But
Yeah.
yeah, if you've ruled out beheaded shower creatures, that's much better.
Much better.
Repose Ocelot's going to be a cleaner person for this conversation.
So that's all we can hope for. Well, listen, Stuart, thank you so much for coming back and helping with that question. Thank you so much for returning to the show. And obviously, one of the many things you've been up to since we last spoke is I understand there is a second Odd Squad book. The Attack of Aunty Enchanty. Now, I was honest with you before we even spoke. I haven't been allowed to read the copy that we've got yet because my daughter is hoarding it, and I can only read it once she is finished. So I have no idea what happens in it, and you have to tell me.
Would that not spoil it for you?
It probably would, but I really enjoyed the first one. The first Odd Squad book was absolutely brilliant. Made me laugh a lot. I particularly like Captain Bad. He was one of my favourites. This book is Captain Bad in the second book.
Captain Bad is not in the second book. Captain Bad
Well, I'm
remains
throwing it in
for
the
now.
bin,
Captain
no.
Bad remains blasted into space.
Yes, I remember that
now.
at the end of.
But this
Okay.
time, yeah, in this book, there's a new baddie. Her name is Aunty Enchanty. She's an evil witch who has the ability to turn people into kaiju.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there are many, many, many ridiculous kaiju in this book that I mainly wrote just to see if my illustrator could draw them, and he's done a really amazing job. I was like, what if there's a multi-eyed lava monster with sharp claws and teeth that drip with acid? He's drawn the most amazing multi-eyed lava monster with sharp claws and teeth that drip with acid that you will ever see.
Wow.
He's drawn sea snakes. He's drawn a slime panda that rides on a double-decker bus. He's drawn kaiju that I didn't even write in the book, just for the hell of it. He's just drawn one that's just a big hand with a face on it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. I was gonna if you were turned into a kaiju, would you just be yourself but big, or would you turn into a weird? Because I wonder if I'd just be like an annoyingly big guy, and then I'd just have to have like a sit down on a building, and everyone would be like, "This is rubbish."
Isn't it weird? I think a giant human would be gross. A giant.
Yeah.
If there was Godzilla, but it was just a bloke, that would be a
it'd
really
be awful.
weird. I don't like the look of that at all. I wouldn't go for that.
No,
I think you
and
need
you
to turn
just
into something.
Yeah, I think so. And human farts just on a giant perspective would be so
horrible.
awful. Absolutely
Horrible.
awful. So yes. But Aunty Enchanty, she turns people or things into kaiju, and
Yes.
the Odd Squad, who are massively rubbish but very funny, have to somehow tackle an actual baddie.
Yeah, an actual baddie. I don't know if there's a spoiler. Some of them have to do it in kaiju form. Maybe she turns some of the Odd Squad into kaiju themselves.
I like that. I don't think it's a spoiler. I think that would be in a trailer if there was one.
It would be in a trailer, actually, wouldn't it? That'd be the whole reason you went to see that film, to see Quack attack the duck superhero from the Odd Squad books.
Yes.
As
I can't wait to read it when I am allowed to get hold of our copy of the book, which hopefully will be soon. Well, listen, the first one was incredibly funny. I'm excited about reading the second one, but I think my daughter's been even more excited about it. So I'm assuming it is also very funny because she's been cackling away while I'm not allowed to find out what about. So it's available in all of the places?
All of the places. All of the places.
Wow. That's good. Good bookshops and bad ones, and sort of chaotic neutral ones, or
mostly chaotic. The chaotic neutral ones, the ones where you don't know what the books are because they're all over the place. You might accidentally go home with a dictionary or a thriller for adults.
That's why labeling
it's mainly in there.
Yeah,
have to ask for it by name. Ask for Odd Squad, and if they say they don't have it, I want you to scream in terror at the booksellers,
like you're a kaiju. Like you're
exactly
a powerful kaiju scream. Yeah, it's great. It's very good advice. Well, listen, thank you, Stuart. All the listeners should rush out this very second and immediately get that. And listen, good luck with I suppose eating. Good luck with getting something to eat.
Oh God, I can't wait. I forgot what it's like. Honestly, this has been when we started this, I was a renegade master. Now I'm a free man.
Wow. I can't imagine what's ahead of you in life. Probably a sandwich. Mr. Sandwich.
I'm going to ask Mr. Sandwich for a sandwich.
I think it's a very sensible way to go. Brilliant. Well, thank you, Stuart. And hopefully we'll no doubt see you again soon once you've eaten something.
Thank you. But, priorities. Food first.
The first step in self-improvement is to take a thorough look at your life.
Thanks so much to Stuart Heritage for returning to Radio Nonsense so soon to help answer Repose Ocelot's question and, of course, tell us all about the second Odd Squad book, Attack of Aunty Enchanty, which you can find out now at all bookshops, whether they're good or bad ones or just slightly cheeky ones. And you can also find it by the link in the podcast blurb for this episode. Stuart is also visiting certain schools all around the UK, so hopefully he'll be coming to yours. You never know. Repose, I do hope you liked your answer, but if not, why not attach any complaints you have to a shower body and then I'll never have to see them. Don't forget, if you have a question that needs to be answered, then please get your whiffy flapdoodles, grown-ups, permission to email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. If they would like to support this show, they can sign you up to the advert-free Linda edition for a small monthly fee at Acast Plus, patreon.com/Comedy Club for Kids, or Apple Podcasts. And don't forget to enter the Dexter Proctor competition if you haven't already. Please do send those entries in. And now to unveil the new, improved Radio Nonsense. I've made everything bigger, better, and full of goals, fireworks, even more farting animals, and a brass band. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go! No, don't kick the football into the brass band or they'll hit the fireworks into the farting animals. Oh, well, that seems to have blown away the streaming service too. Hey, at least I have Linda and the farting animals, right, Linda? Linda? See you all next week for exactly the same, not at all improved Radio Nonsense. Bye. You have been listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents. Radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense. It's the end.